up? We are back with another live episode of Ready to Believe, and I'm watching for Steve to blink. I think I saw him shift. There we go. Yeah, like I know he's messing with me. I don't know why you enjoy messing with my intros for this, but I appreciate the hell out of it. It is super
I was going to say
funny.
it's because Rob's not here, but Rob's here.
Yes, Rob. Little inside baseball for you. When it's just Steve and I, we get a little silly.
I've been listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
I've been listening to all of it.
But yeah, we like to do some shenanigans. So I feel like Hosenose, let's just carry that energy going forward. We're going to be silly. If Rob doesn't like it, he can go to hell. Speaking of which,
welcome back, Rob. Screw you.
As always, I am your host, Jamie Pale Rider. Thank you for joining us. And I am joined by
Rob, I regret I'm here, Williams.
Oh, we can. Hosenose and I got this. If you
Ever since they gave you the
though.
keys to the car, now it's just like
No. We're just dude. Hey, we like to take the piss out of each other. You should know that.
And how?
because it's sterile and I like the taste.
Ugh, what the fuck? Okay, moving away from whatever the hell Rob is talking about, we are also joined by
Steve Hosenose Lewis.
Hell yeah. Thank you for joining us once again, Steve.
Yeah, into the breach.
Hell yeah. Into the breach, indeed. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know why, but when Hosenose and I get together, it gets a little silly. And tonight is going to be no exception. Rob, I don't know how you are with the silliness, but yeah, you can just join us for the ride. Get silly with us.
I'm a school teacher for a living. 6'7" has been said 13 times in my classroom before we even walked in. I'm used to the silliness.
Is that silly?
6'7".
Oh, those kids.
You silly kids and your made up words. Just saying random numbers.
Yes.
Okay, so in case you are watching and you are wondering what we're doing tonight, we are going a little bit off book tonight. So we're not doing our regular Real Ghostbusters episode rewatch. Lately, Hosenose and I we've been doing unboxings in the off weeks, and we've been unboxing Plasma Series figures from Afterlife. And we were just talking we never really talked about Afterlife, and it's such a fun movie. Like we all kind of started really going hard with Ghostbusters kind of post Afterlife, but pre-Frozen Empire. So yeah, we may have to roll this into a full Frozen Empire discussion as well. But tonight we are talking Ghostbusters Afterlife, just a full kind of deep dive into the movie because yeah, it's a fun movie and we want to talk about it. And yeah, next week we will go back to unboxings. So Ree can't join us tonight. She's feeling a little bit under the weather. So everybody tell Ree to feel better.
Ree.
Feel better, Ree.
Feel better, Ree.
All
right, there we go. I'll turn it around like this. There.
Yeah, excellent. All right, so before we get rolling, let's say hi to chat.
Hi, chat.
Hi, Mr. Ghostbuster.
There's Tony. It's official.
Tony.
So I feel like Tony is competing to see how early he can get in the chat. So
I opened a briefcase yesterday, and he was like hours ahead.
Yes, yeah. Tony was here almost 2 full hours before we started recording.
I'm pretty
Tony,
sure he thought I had money in there.
You're a madman, and we love you. There's VJ Baby, as always.
VJ.
Thank you, as always, for joining us in the live chat. They're having their own show. They've been going for 2 hours, just chatting away. Image Tech. Hell yeah.
Good God.
I'm happy you are ready to believe. Sorry for the offensive audio clip. If you would like to complain, please direct all of your hate mail to Rob Jar Jar Williams.
I will be doxing him later, so.
Hang on, I got one for you, Hosenose. There we go.
That's just
What?
that's what I hear every day. That's amazing.
That's what I hear every day. It's great.
We didn't even have to mention Stay Puffed yet, but Peachy Chris is in the house. We will absolutely see small cap stuff when we start talking about them mini puffs. Mark my words. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining us live. We love it. Yeah. I love having people in the chat. It makes things so much more fun. Before we get started, I did have a couple of Ghostbusters pickups from this past weekend that I wanted to quickly show off and share. And then we'll get rolling. So it's going to be pretty obvious when I show you where I got them. Actually, let me disable the background here. I forgot that I was going to show stuff and I turned a background on. It always messes with the background. So we're going back there.
I didn't even bother doing green screen today.
First things first.
Oh, yeah.
We
Hang
have
on.
Ghostbusters Volume 2. Thank you, Rob.
Sorry, I'm trying to make it better for you.
There
There we go. That's what I'm looking for.
So I have been trying to hunt down the Ghostbusters IDW comics for a long time, and I managed to pick up 2 this weekend in separate places. So the cover art is a little bit misleading because like that is not how the art looks in the IDW books. It's a cool kind of like legally different live action Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it's slightly different.
Like, and it's the OGs, but yeah, they are different enough so as to not get sued. But
Winston looks like Martin Luther King.
we have the cats and dogs living
yes.
together scene in the actual art style.
Nice.
Yeah, this is the art style we got in the book. This one I did have a chance to read, and it's excellent. I loved it. This one I have not had a chance to read yet.
Interesting.
More IDW.
Hmm.
Yeah. So we have Kylie Griffin from the Extreme Ghostbusters, and we have what I assume is Janine.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah, is that
The other 2 I don't know. I haven't had a chance. So this ties into another IDW book where the OG Ghostbusters have gone missing. So it's like four people, including Kylie and Janine, stepping up to kind of fill in. But
Bro.
yeah.
It's cool to have Kylie in there.
Yes. Kylie's been in a couple other books. She's in the IDW books. She's been helping Ray out, both with research and working at Raise the Cult. But yeah, it's really nice to see her in the books. And then the fantastic gentleman at the second comic book shop that I went to. So the first one was a local one, very close to where I live. The second one was my favorite comic book shop downtown, Golden Age Collectibles. Yeah, I happened to be down there for a little bit with a bit of time. So I went in, found it. And then the guy is like, "Oh, you're a Ghostbusters fan, eh?" "Yes, I am." He's like, "Here you go. I'll give you one of those."
What?
What's that?
So it's the pins from the Frozen Empire release that they were giving to, if you watch the show in Ultra AVX. So we got one originally. I got the Frozen Empire logo as a pin. So that's on my jacket right now. And then there's a couple other designs. But yeah, he just gave me one. They just had one totally sealed. So I did rip it. I had to peek. But yeah, I knew Tony would want to see it. I got Slimer.
Oh, it's a Slimer.
Yes.
So blind bags kind of thing.
Does
Yes.
that have his butt on the back?
No. He's
No.
just got a pin sticking out of his ass. So yeah, I'm so excited to pop that on my jacket.
Cool.
Yeah, very exciting thing. But yeah, just wanted
That's
to show off
awesome.
some quick Ghostbusters pickups this weekend. Very lucky because I've been hunting for the IDW books for a long time now, and to get 2 in one weekend at different spots is really exciting.
I got to ask you which off air, which comic book store you're talking about, because the one you said near you, and we can't think of anyone near you except for one in particular.
Yeah, I
So-
mostly just don't want to dox myself. but
No,
yeah.
no. That's why I'm staying off air. But
Yeah,
let me know.
100%.
So-
For sure.
Golden what?
Golden Age Collectibles is the one downtown. Like
where
right
are
on
they?
Granville.
Oh,
So they're on
okay.
Granville, right near like the Orpheum and the Commodore.
Mhm.
Right.
They're still open, eh?
Yep.
Yeah.
In fact, when I was in there, I could hear the show that was going on in the Commodore very clearly.
That's where me and Deo
Which-
saw the Midnight.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen a couple shows in the Commodore, and that was one of the first things I wondered is, what do the neighbors think?
I think I saw the Imagination Movers there with Scott when he was like 3
Really?
years old. Yeah.
Yeah, what a cool venue, cool comic book shop. Yeah, shout out to Golden Age Collectibles. Those guys have been around forever. They're so nice there, and yeah, very well stocked. But yeah,
Good find.
thank you very much. It's very exciting. But yeah, let's jump into our main topic of the evening. We are going back and revisiting Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is so exciting to me. Yeah, Steve, when you suggested this or when we were talking about this, I'm like, oh man, yeah, how have we not done that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this for a long time, basically ever since we started it. So let's just quickly go around the horn. First things first, Hosenose. Did you see this movie in the theater?
Nope.
I think this was like smack kind of in the middle of COVID times that it released. I know it got
Might have been.
because of COVID. I definitely wasn't going back to the theater at that point. It took me a little bit longer. So it's definitely like a home video situation for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rob, how about you?
I don't know. Now that you mention it, I'm like, I must have seen this in theater, but then when you said it was on COVID time, I don't
Yeah.
think I
It
did.
released in 2021.
2021,
Like
yeah.
basically a year into COVID times.
I guess I didn't. Yeah, I'm a little surprised. Yeah.
And that can kind of explain why Phoebe and podcast look so different going
yeah.
from Afterlife to Frozen Empire. Podcast especially got hit by the puberty truck.
That's called
and then some.
hormones.
Yeah, because they filmed in 2019, planning to release in 2020, didn't release until 2021. So he's already 2 years older at that point.
And then when
we
did
come to
Frozen Empire come? Frozen Empire was 23.
I want to say 23. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's
4 years.
That's quite a few years for, especially for kids.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, this yeah. I love this movie so much. I'm so excited to talk about it. We're just gonna jump right in.
Do it.
All right.
Do it.
Hosenose. I'm just gonna open it right up.
Hi, Mr. Ghostbuster.
Hey, Arthur, what is going on? Thanks for joining us, dude. Hell yes. Hosenose, what overall, just general thoughts? How do you feel about this movie? You're one of our more members, I would say. in
You
terms
say
of-
grumpy? What?
I didn't say grumpy. I said crotchety.
Oh, okay. I prefer the term surly. I love this movie. I think this is great. I think
I didn't say you're an
Oh,
asshole. I said you're a jerk.
Yeah, there's a difference. Yeah, thumbs
Yes.
up from Hosenose.
Two thumbs way up.
Hell yeah. What makes it two thumbs way up to you? Just at a very high level. We'll get into
Very high
details
level. I
as we
think
go.
they did a good job kind of not sort of rebooting it, but also passing the torch.
Which would be a hard job to take on for a movie series like this.
Yeah, it's basically they followed the Force Awakens formula, and did a great job doing it.
Yeah. And like Force Awakens, same. Like for me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but for me, you say the Force Awakens formula, and that to me means safe with fan service, like Easter eggs throughout.
Yes, I agree. I think I wouldn't say it's safe, but it's they're doing the same thing. They're basically hitting the same beats as the original movie, and then they're introducing the new generation and passing the torch with throwbacks to the OG. I think they did a really good job of not ham-fisting the fan service. I know we had a discussion what's fan
I would
service
agree.
versus Easter eggs, and I think this is loaded with Easter eggs. And there's only one groany thing.
Oh,
did
yes.
with it that I thought was fan service, but the rest was, I think, just clever nods and allusions to the original two movies.
It 100% agree. It's clear that this movie was made with a lot of love, and God, just a crazy attention to detail.
Mhm.
And just by that, I mean, there are things pretty much in every scene that is some way an Easter egg or an allusion to the old movies, but they don't throw it in your face.
No.
It's not C-3PO going, Scarif. Ooh.
Yeah. I'm
Uh,
here for no reason. Do, do,
Yes,
do.
exactly. Yeah, and I would agree there is one ham-fisted moment. We're all going to say it together in 3, 2, 1.
Who are you
Who
going
are
to
you
call?
going to call? Rob, you didn't say anything. What the hell?
Rob, you're out.
I didn't want to assume things. So
Come on, man. You've been around the block. But yes, that's the only, mostly because it is like the music, there's a musical cue leading
Mhm.
up and then pausing. There's a zoom in on Bokeem Woodbine.
Say the thing, Bart.
Come on. You guys are better than this. You've
Yeah.
been better than this the whole movie. Just do better. Rob, how about you? Overall thoughts on this movie?
I
Mhm.
like how Hosenose described it to The Force Awakens without overdoing it. They took the original story and made it their own. I mean, you obviously have this idea of Gozer and all that sort of stuff, and you have to find the Keymaster, yada yada. But it made sense, and one of the big risks that was taken, and I feel this was a much riskier movie than Force Awakens, because one of the big risks they took was the fact that they handed it to kids.
Yes.
And that's a big risk.
Absolutely.
As they always say, don't act
Work
with kids and animals. Yeah. But you had some very good actors, and
Yeah. McKenna Grace is a very seasoned child actor.
Yeah.
Logan Kim came in fresh.
Sorry?
Logan Kim was fresh.
Yes.
This was his first.
He was good.
thing.
He was so good. I enjoyed him so much.
He's a little scene stealer. It's amazing.
Amy just pulled up a thing about McKenna that I didn't know, where she played like younger versions of other actresses.
Yes.
In like 3 or 4 different things.
Yeah.
It's hilarious to see.
Yeah.
I forget that she was in
young Captain Marvel.
Yeah, she was in young Sheldon as a know-it-all, and I did not know those are the same people when I was watching the movie.
Yeah.
It's just very chameleon-like.
It's so funny watching movies from the last 10 years, like going back and watching movies. She pops up everywhere.
Yeah. She was in I, Tonya.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
a young
watch.
It's hilarious.
Watching the other thing,
Who did she play?
She played Tonya Harding as a kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy season. And she's in Handmaid's Tale as well.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
Like, she's in a lot of stuff as a very young kid. Like what a crazy stacked resume already as a very young lady.
Yeah.
Bananas. Archer only complaint was that there was a empty Walmart parking lot. I agree with you, because this movie was supposed to take place in the States. Have you ever been to a Walmart in Alberta?
I was going to say the same thing.
Late at night.
It's quite empty in many places.
It was a Walmart in Alberta. I mean, that's not to say.
He did seem to be the only person in the store at the time, too.
Well, there was a person screaming that he listened to and promptly just ignored because Walmart. Just Walmart things. But yeah, Walmarts in Canada, not as packed, especially where this was.
In rural areas,
I grew up very close to where this movie was filmed, which is so much fun to watch. For the first Ghostbusters movie not taking place in New York.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And that again is a big risk.
Also, yes.
Like not having it in the Big Apple.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think that's an excellent kind of check mark to how well they did it, to be able to set it in the flyover states, and that it worked so well, right?
Yeah. 100%.
You didn't have to have New York as a character.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing. Like that's a fantastic point. They had their fair share of familiarity in the movie, but yeah, definitely some big risks being taken. And honestly, feels like it's a little bit of a balance. Like they're not just carbon copying a previous Ghostbusters movie. They're changing some things up. And yeah, story-wise, like there's a lot of similar beats. We have the same bad guys, the first one. But yeah, with the kids, it's not, your dry-witted scientist crew. It's a family.
hmm
It's a family story, and it's a movie about a family kind of rediscovering discovering for the first time, I guess, their roots, or like
And
where they come from.
what they did, I think, the best was how they handled Harold Ramis not being there and
Yes.
Egon. That could have went
Absolutely.
so wrong.
Mhm.
Yes. I've
And
never thought
so-
about that before, but absolutely.
Like I think they treated it with love and respect, and we talk about scenes we can do later, but so it's the way that Egon's character was handled when it appears is I thought was really well done.
Yeah,
And yeah, like I said, that could have gone bad in a hurry.
absolutely. Yeah, definitely risky as well. They did. Yeah, we started off by saying that this is a fairly safe movie, but it's really only that in terms of story beats.
Mhm.
When you really dive into it, and I appreciate this discussion so much, there's a lot of risks being taken, apart from the story. But yeah, I love that. That's why I love talking about these things, because this is stuff that I've never really thought of before. Mostly just because I love this movie. I don't like nitpicking movies. Yeah, this is awesome. So I did want to get into the family a little bit, because that's kind of like the high level theme
Mhm.
of family.
It's about family.
It is about family.
Yeah.
Yeah. If watch this, don't watch Fast and the Furious.
I was hoping you get me a reference.
Yeah, 100%. No, this is such a great movie about, I'd say, a non-standard family. There's no dad. The mom, I wanted to call her Carrie, for Carrie
Callie.
Coon, but Callie. Callie is kind of a non-standard mom too. Like, she doesn't really conform to mom tropes. I would say the most normal of the bunch is probably Trevor. And honestly, he's not a super major part of the story. And maybe that's why, but like it's basically Callie and Phoebe. Like
Yeah.
Callie kind of rebelling against, her kind of reconnecting with her dad, and Phoebe embracing it wholeheartedly as she learns things about her grandpa. But yeah, how'd you guys feel about like the family dynamic and the casting?
Well, if
Rob?
you want to talk risks again, I mean, it's even in this day and age, having two female leads be the lead of something so traditionally masculine like Ghostbusters is a bit of a risk, because the woke police are out there just complaining about Ghostbusters in my day sort of BS. So
Yeah.
I mean, and they did it really well. I'm surprised even after the second movie, Frozen Empire, we still haven't heard much about the dad. And for some reason, my old mentality is expecting to still hear something about it, but it's dead in the water. It's not a point, and it's
scary.
Yeah. We don't need that backstory.
We don't,
It's
and
moot,
yeah, and
right?
that's what
really
it's nice. It's wonderful. I got Paul Rudd, who's just
Yeah.
strutting his way
Yes.
down to get something in
No
the
one
in
is
Walmart.
going to beat Paul
Yeah,
Rudd
that's all you need.
for that dad role. Archer, one day that will absolutely happen.
Yeah.
I'll have to make it back home in the summer. I feel like I'll need to have my gear. And yeah, I'll go see some spots.
Yeah, that's the only reason we'll be going to Calgary or.
Well, I mean, yeah, it
soon,
was around Calgary. The farm itself isn't there. I guess I should say, like, the house and the barn aren't there.
Yeah.
They were transplanted onto that land. But like Drumheller is Somerville. And like, I'm going to throw some really weird town names at you right now. We got Bicyker, we have Crossfield, and Drumheller are where they filmed. And then Fort McLeod, I think.
The refinery plant is the Turner Valley historic gas plant. It's an actual historic site, which I find hilarious.
Yeah, my dad worked for a lot of years in the oil and gas industry in Alberta. Yeah, so definitely some locations, not like super noticeable or anything. The most, I guess, picturesque or visually distinctive place out of there would be Drumheller, which doubles for Somerville, especially
Yeah.
like the establishing shot of Somerville as they drive kind of into the valley.
Mhm.
That's Drumheller all over. It's basically like the Badlands where they've dug up a lot of dinosaur bones.
A lot.
I did if you're into GeoGuessr, I did a map with all the locations.
Yeah,
It was hard. It was hard to find. The ones in Alberta were really hard to find in the exact location because it wasn't very highly mapped out. There's such rural, middle of nowhere locations.
Hey, mini cars, thanks for joining us. Yeah.
Hello. Hang on. I gotta give mini car a sound here.
No.
There we go.
Hosenose, how about you? How did you feel about the family and the casting?
I thought it was great. I think the Carrie Coon's playing the single mom who she said that she's made some poor choices to get where she is, but she's trying her best.
Yeah.
They get evicted from New York. They're going back to Egon's place. What'd she say? She said, "I'm just here to like collect the silverware and
Yeah, and
you
the
know,
rent check.
in the rent check, right?"
Yeah.
She was great. I think the dynamic between her and Phoebe was great because Phoebe wasn't in this movie into that full. She's 12, right? She wasn't
Yeah.
in that full angsty teen. I hate you, mom. You don't get me phase yet. So she's great. And podcast in this movie, I think he's adorable. He's fantastic. He's got some awesome comedic moments. And for his first big film, this is pretty awesome. And
The fact
Trevor,
that
like you said, Trevor's
Oh.
like just your regular teenage dude. He's going after the girl. He's fixing the car,
Yeah.
right? He's got bad hair, but it's all good.
Well, and that's the thing is like in terms of casting, I feel like they did really well in that respect because in the scene where Gary and Callie are having dinner, you get a bit of that backstory about the dad and the relationship with the kids. And she said, like, Trevor's a pretty normal boy. So the dad had no problem relating to him. That's probably where he got his aptitude for cars.
Hmm.
But with Phoebe, because she's so different and offbeat, he had no idea what to do with her. Yeah, and she absolutely kind of marches to the beat of her own drum.
Yeah. And what is Paul Rudd says something like, "Oh, he must have been a royal dirtbag," and she's like,
Yeah.
"No, he's just your average run of the mill dirtbag."
Yes.
Right. And then it's like, move on, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, if we're kind of expanding on that family a little bit, it's pretty obvious right from the get-go that Gary Gruberson, great name. God, who takes whose name in the Gruberson Spengler marriage?
no doubt.
Jesus.
You go with Spengler. I'm sorry.
As Venkman would say, weird name, try to make the best of that. But yeah, you can tell right from the get-go when Kelly and Gary meet for the first time in the school, there's chemistry there.
Oh yeah.
They have a moment, and like who better to come into a Ghostbusters franchise than Paul Rudd,
Yeah.
who can do everything. Like he's done the action superhero movies. He kind of started coming up through like teen movies and comedies. So like he's such like a seasoned comedic actor. He's like the perfect choice to bring into this cast.
He takes
And he
up the Bill
doesn't age.
Murray role for sure.
Yeah, totally.
The charming yet smarmy yet not taking things seriously yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's a bit of a blend, and I definitely wanted to talk to you guys about this because like it's obvious that Phoebe and podcast are baby Egon and baby Ray.
Mhm.
Like that's not even up for debate.
Yeah.
But Trevor is like Winston, maybe he's the car guy, but like Ray bought the car, he was working on the car. Winston drove the car, and he was the one that seemed most hurt at the end of this movie.
But wasn't that
stage
because
of the Ecto?
Wasn't that because in the real Ghostbusters, Winston was the guy who took care of the car?
he
I was reading
was.
something. That's what they said.
Yeah,
They said in the
that's right.
cartoon, Winston was the mechanic and
Yeah.
everything.
And he was always driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So if anything, Trevor's Winston. But then with the kids, does that make Lucky Venkman? She is kind of a wise talker.
I always felt Lucky was very much like Winston, where it was the down and dirty, just roll the sleeves up, get right into it sort of thing. Maybe not as knowledgeable with the science, not as knowledgeable with what's going on, but she was there. She was kicking down that door and zapping the ghosts. And yeah, she was thrown around a bit, but she was in there. And when you see in Frozen Empire, she takes on the role that Winston kind of does as well. It's just like, we'll get involved into the business side of everything, which is down the road. And she's already there getting into business. So that's why I kind of felt more of a Winston role when you were just talking about this.
Yeah.
I thought, I was thinking about this too, and I did think that Trevor was a bit more Venkman-esque because he was trying to be funny and he was trying to charm the girl.
He was chasing after the girl pretty much immediately.
He was chasing after the girl, and I did feel that Lucky, like Rob said, was more average person, boots to the ground. Her dad's a cop, right? She's fourth generation. What she say? A dump or whatever.
Fourth generation dump.
Yeah. So I thought she fell into the Winston role, not just because she's black.
also because she is kind of Lucky's the outsider of this whole group again.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe podcasts is you can see as an outsider.
She's saying that she kind of takes on like the Winston kind of everyman role with her being like outside the group.
For a paycheck.
She's fourth generation dump. Like, yeah, just kind of that every person role that it kind of gets brought in partway through.
Yeah, and I think podcast, even though he's a new member, because he already believes in the spiritual stuff and he's got that Ray kind of vibe already.
Well, he's got at least 46 podcasts in the bag,
really
talking about this stuff with the occasional restaurant review. Don't get me wrong, but yeah. But he knows all about the town, but he's focused on, like, the hardware store is run by the Illuminati, lizard people. Theater's haunted, obviously.
Yeah.
The cemetery has more dead people than living ones, like that kind of stuff.
And look who listens to his podcast. Who is it that listens to his podcast? It's Ray.
Ray is a subscriber. Yeah. What a great connection. I'm happy they expanded on that in Frozen Empire, but we will save that for a future episode. Yeah. I love, podcast and Ray are two peas in a pod. Like, podcast is Ray.
Yeah.
100%. Just
and he's wearing the goggles too, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
he was wearing the goggles in the 84 all the time.
Yeah, exactly. See, with Phoebe and podcasts, that's easy. After that, things start to get a little blurry.
Yeah, I think
Gary could be Venkman. He could be Lewis Tully.
Yeah.
Like he gets
I can see
he gets
that,
Vince Clorthode, right?
Yeah. But then again, do we need to have these relationships? Do you have these immediate connections? And I think that's where it's nice where they just take it.
Yeah. Like, it's nice that with Phoebe and podcast, they're kind of Phoebe and podcast are front and center for a lot of the movie. It's nice that they feel a little bit familiar to the old characters. Yeah. Everyone else is kind of in a supporting role, and they don't necessarily need to like fit into neat boxes for who's what. And I was thinking about that kind of in preparation for this. I'm like, oh yeah, the lines start to get a little fuzzy beyond Phoebe and podcast, which is good. Yeah, again, like going back to your point, Hosenose, I feel like it would start to feel a little bit ham-fisted if everybody did fit into neat little boxes.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And I think I was only thinking like Venkman was Trevor and Lucky was Winston, only because before this I was like, oh, okay, there's 4 of them. So trying to make those connections, and those 2 are like the biggest stretch.
Right? 100%. Yeah.
But I think it's what makes it stand out too. Or sorry, one of the things that having those 2, the podcast and the Phoebe, Ghostbusters is all about the heart of the belief in ghosts. They have to have this heart and soul of the group, and everybody else can be around to support and provide and scaffold the growth of the group after that in whatever way they can.
It's that belief, but it's also taking that belief in the supernatural and combating it with science.
Mhm.
That's the key to me.
Yeah,
is-
and I think it's great how Phoebe says right to the podcast, like, I don't believe in ghosts.
what?
Right?
All the evidence.
Yeah. But it took a while. I think it took until she, meets Egon in his lab.
as the Pixar lamp.
Yeah. Until she finally accepts it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's pretty undeniable proof right there. I mean, yeah, you get the chess pieces moving around.
Yeah.
I like how she takes it all in stride, though, too. She's not like freaking out. She's just
Yeah.
like asking it where the needle nose pliers are and
Well,
that kind of thing.
maybe that's because when she's encountering Muncher and podcast, like, why aren't you freaking out? She's like, overstimulation calms me or something like that. So maybe that's what happened.
100%.
She was just
Yeah,
like,
that's totally fair. Well, it's clear that she's kind of the Egon variety
Mhm.
of that,
Mhm.
just that attitude and kind of mental state. So yeah, I love that.
Stabilizes all the fear and all the chaos, and just let's get to the heart of the matter.
Well, I feel like that's kind of why, like, Egon is a scientist. I would say of the group, of the OGs, he is the scientist.
Mhm.
And maybe that's why he's not freaking out, is because he's working at kind of devising a scientific explanation for what he's seeing. And that's why he's not freaking out, because there's an explanation through science. It's not until he sees in the OG movie Stay Puft where rational thought is just gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's very much Phoebe. So that's, yeah, I love the family dynamic. The casting's amazing. Carrie Coon had only done very serious dramatic roles before this, but apparently the role was written with her in mind.
Really?
Yeah, Jason Reitman had her in mind right from go, but then started second guessing himself because he's kind of throwing her more into a comedic role. He started reaching out to every director she had ever had, just be like, am I making the right call? And to a T, they're all like, yes, absolutely. Just go. She's awesome. So yeah, I'm so happy she got added to the mix. I love her character, and I really enjoy her acting.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
How do you guys feel about Gozer being the big bad in this movie? I feel like that's a bit of a safer in terms of story beat to come into like a reboot / sequel. Gozer, thumbs up, thumbs down, Hosenose?
Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Yeah, big time. I think it was safer, but I think that was a smart decision because it was a way to tie the old and the new together neatly. And you could understand the stories of how's Gozer back and the mining of the town and all that and the lore tied together nicely.
That was
it wasn't
very neatly done.
wasn't like, Gozer just appeared in Central Park.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it was a very clever and smart way to do it.
100% agree. I love that.
And Olivia Wilde as Gozer, I thought she was amazing. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely perfect casting. Rob, how about you?
Yeah, same. I mean, you're always taking a risk when you have a returning baddie play the character. I think Star Wars was trying to avoid that with the Emperor and having someone replace the Emperor. And so I'm relaying it back because we talked about that sort of thing. But it's just like it can either work for you or it doesn't work for you. If it's copying the same beats, it doesn't work. But they changed it enough where, okay, I can see how this fits. I can see where this all comes together.
And I totally agree. There's something to be said for having a recurring villain, though. Comparing this back to Star Wars, having Darth Vader through all 3 movies, that you get to build on his character, and there's some baggage that comes with it, and there's a bit of shorthand. You don't, in the next movie, need to explain who the hell that is. He's just there, and you're just off and running. Same with Gozer. There's a shorthand there where if you're familiar with Ghostbusters, you don't need the whole backstory. because you already know it coming in. That's one less thing that they have to explain.
But
It's
I think they were
budgeting things,
very
yeah.
good in the way that they did do the backstory and explaining how Gozer's here and everything. And when Phoebe calls Ray from prison, and Ray does that amazing exposition dump
Yeah.
that we don't get till what 3/4 of the way through the movie
Yeah,
about
very
how
late in the
Egon
game.
wound up in Oklahoma or wherever,
Yeah,
and with Ecto and all that stuff. So I think they did a good job providing the exposition as needed
100%.
without having to go back and rehash it. We didn't have to relive Uncle Ben's death yet again to explain, right?
Yes.
We know that.
This
Move
is
along.
essentially the origin story of the Spengler family.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's such a great point. I did love that, like, they didn't just it's Gozer's back, deal with it. They're like, no, this is Gozer's backstory, kind of, and like
Mhm.
Ivo Shandor by extension. Like, this is their origin. This is where they came from, and this is why Egon was in this dump of a town in the middle of
Mhm.
nowhere. Yeah, I love that, how they brought Gozer back, but in a way where we got a little bit more lore. They got to expand on it a bit.
Yeah.
I love the fact they brought Ivor Shandor in here just to axe him 5 seconds in. There's something, and they get J.K. Simmons to be Shandor. I mean, it's just like you get this very well-known character actor playing this very well-known character in the Ghostbusters world, and nope,
Yes,
we're done.
I love it.
Yeah,
it was. I did not see that coming at all the first
No.
time I watched it because I clocked J.K. Simmons and
Yeah.
thought, okay, this is interesting, and then like, oh shit,
Yeah. Total Gozer move.
yeah.
Yeah, Gozer is a god, essentially, or a demigod.
Are you a god?
Something like Gozer wouldn't share power.
Exactly. We can rule the earth together. Rip.
Or we can
Nope.
not. Yeah, exactly. So good. Yeah, I loved it though. I love that, like, for as little as we got of Shandor, like, we got more kind of backstory and exposition about Shandor, like with Shandor, the mining company, and his name's plastered on everything. He basically built this town. It was fun to get that kind of backstory because we had heard his name previously in a very strong relation to Gozer. And I love that he had a plan where he's like, Gozer's going to come back. I'm going to get resurrected, taken out of stasis. I don't know. I assume he was dead. And that was his whole plan. He was going to come back and it was going to be awesome.
If you turn your Tobin Spirit Guide to page 87.
Excellent.
There's Ivor
Excellent.
Shandor, so.
Oh yeah, before we completely, sorry, I moved on before I was ready a little bit there, but I did want to give a quick shout out, just a little bit of backstory and some research. So with Egon being back, they were working very closely with Egon's daughter Violet throughout the making of the movie, basically getting her blessing. Getting her blessing that he's in the movie, getting her blessing that they're using his likeness, getting her blessing that the movie is basically a tribute to Harold Ramis at the end. So she was on set. She was kind of consulting. And Jason Reitman had as required reading Carrie Coon and McKenna Grace read her book.
Huh.
Life with My Dad.
Yeah. So this is the book written by Violet Ramis. Basically just kind of like a biographical book.
Have you read that book?
Harold Ramis. I'm working through it. It's great. Yeah, it's such a fun book. Highly recommend it.
Might check it out.
But yeah, required reading for Carrie Coon and McKenna Grace, which I thought was interesting.
Did you see any of the special effects on how they did Egon?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I watched a really cool reel from MPC, the company.
Yeah, it's basically them like training a model, right?
Yeah.
To recreate his face.
Yeah, they took stills and images from the original movie of him to build their model and train their model, and then aged it up and everything as they did, and then had Bob Gunton Gunton, there you go. I always
Yeah.
forget his last name. Bob Gunton do the stand-in, right?
Yeah.
That body double on set, and then they layered it over. Yeah, it's so well done. Like I was saying early on, that if that wasn't done right, oh boy.
Oh yeah.
I think by ghosting him up and making him more see-through and not seeing the uncanny valley that we
Yeah.
saw in things like
I think that
Tron
helped a lot.
and like the second Tron, stuff like that, it saved the embarrassment of, like we saw in Tarkin, for example. We were looking at like,
art,
yeah,
right?
that doesn't look like Tarkin.
Like, yeah, you either at the start of the movie, you hide his face in shadow,
Mhm.
or yeah, you kind of do a bit of smoke and mirrors with
Mhm.
the ghost effects and things like that. That's something that it took a lot of thought of them to do. It's part of the craft of making it convincing, and they pulled
And
it off really nicely.
I think Tony might have mentioned in the chat earlier that he didn't speak,
Yes, no
right?
voice. Yeah.
The whole interaction between him and everybody is just body language and subtle gestures and stuff like that. And it's so well done. It
Yes.
reads, you know what's being communicated.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that they got really nice facial expressions on him. Yeah, it's 100%. That was a great bit of artistry to get that across on like a non-verbal character at the end.
Mhm.
And they
Tony, that was Dan Aykroyd's daughter that played the cop
really?
in the police station. Yeah, the one who kind of snickers to herself and goes, "Dirt farmer's family."
Oh, I was
Yeah.
wondering about that. Huh.
Yeah, that was a fun video to watch. Hosenose, yeah, I'm happy you called that out. They basically, like, the process was to train the model on Harold Ramis from Ghostbusters, but then superimpose that back into Ghostbusters, and they weren't satisfied with it until you could not tell that it wasn't actually Harold Ramis,
Mhm.
that it was their character placed back into the original movies, which was such an interesting way to go. Like, yeah, very, very exacting, which, yeah, I appreciate. Yeah, is there was there anything else about kind of the performance of Egon from start to finish that you guys wanted to call out?
I'm glad they also didn't get him over the top. They kept it his facial features, his mannerisms, Egon. You know, Egon didn't show a lot of emotion, but in this moment, after years of doing what he does and becoming a ghost, you did see him smile. You saw a little of heart, more than what we see of Egon, but enough where it's just not like, "Hey guys, what crazy thing
Yeah.
this is, eh?" You know, he didn't do any of that sort of thing, right? He didn't have to pull any jokes or anything like that. It was heartfelt, and it just brings out the verklempt every time you watch it. So.
Yeah. Well, he's at the end of the movie, he's basically saying goodbye
Yeah.
Mhm.
to his friends, and you have Ray crying,
Yep.
just full of regret, saying he should have called. Like, he gives him a bit of a, like, just like a nod and a smile, like it's okay.
I mean, and that whole last scene is pretty long, and there's virtually no dialogue at all.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, there's very little.
After podcast and Ray have a little moment, it's basically just
It's Trevor, then
Yeah.
Phoebe, then Callie.
Did Bob Gunton play him?
Yeah,
I did say
that's
that.
that's what
Yeah,
we
you
were
did.
saying.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just
It's
I
like
was I'm like Bob
5
Gunton.
minutes ago, Rob.
I recognized, but my brain was still backtracking. Like, I recognize that. Who's that?
Yes.
Oh,
Hey,
He's
I'm
that's
the
surprised I
warden
got
from
his name
Shawshank.
right. Normally,
That's-
I just say, yeah, he's the warden from Shawshank.
the warden for Shawshank. Yeah, I
It's
finally put 1 and 3
interesting that
together to make
they
2.
brought in an actor of that caliber,
Mhm.
basically to be like a stand-in or like a body double.
Yep.
But
But he
it
had to
gives
act it.
the other actors something to act off of.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's not just a tennis ball on a stick, which I'm sure they appreciated.
Yeah.
I know that was basically a mission of this movie, was for all the special effects to be practical whenever they could make that work. And I feel like that's part of it.
That's one of the things I do love about this movie is that nice joining of the two between the CG and the practical.
Yeah.
So many puppets and sculpting and all that you see when you're watching behind the scenes stuff, the traps, the proton packs, all that physical props that is enhanced with the CG.
Yes.
One of the things that sort of to this day has always been like a thing that bugged me about the original 84 are the terror dogs. I'll go back and watch that and kind of like, oh, that could have been done so much better. Like, and if they ever did a, George Lucas, let's go back and touch things up a bit to the originals, I would love to see those terror dogs redone.
Yeah.
Because the terror dogs in this are so well done.
They are.
And when they're chasing Gooberson through the Walmart, it's that amazing again that symbiosis between the CG and the practical, where like the actual racks of clothes are flying and things are there's no dog there when you watch the behind the scenes thing,
Yeah.
and then they blend it together.
I love it.
Yeah, so well done.
And like the I think the first shot you see of Vince where he's eating the dog food, that's a practical puppet.
Yeah.
Just like they did it in the OG movies. It's just a puppet on set. And it looked amazing.
It did, which was one of my favorite scenes I had in the notes, where it's just like he comes across it,
buddy.
and the head's right down in the bag. Like if you had a dog, that any dog left alone with a bag of dog food would do that.
Yeah.
And then Paul Rudd, pure Paul Rudd. Hey, Pa, and he doesn't even get the word out.
Yeah.
And then he just chucks the ice cream right.
He beans him with his ice cream.
Yeah.
The
Takes
Jamocha.
off.
Was that actually that was a great shot? Like just chuck it right to his forehead.
Yeah.
I wonder how many takes that took. So,
Well, I'm curious at that point, like in that moment, if the terror dog was CG or if it was a puppet. I'm trying to think back because
Where
I
it gets
think there's a
beamed in the
cut
head?
where it's a wider shot, kind of over Rudd's shoulder. So I
Yeah.
feel like it must have been CG for him to, because like a puppet that costs you tens of thousands of dollars to fabricate with like animatronics and lights, you don't want to be throwing shit at it.
The
especially
actor
ice cream.
ruins it
That's
in one
stinky.
take.
Oh yeah, and like even if it's a prop ice cream container, like I think back to the stories about Mando season 1 where they brought in, I think it was Jason Sudeikis and someone else as the scout troopers,
Yeah.
and they had the fully animatronic Grogu in that bag, and they're punching it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Jon Favreau runs on set. He's like, "Holy shit, you guys, you can't do that because that's an expensive prop." So yeah, the same thing.
Practical
I
effects.
don't imagine. Yeah, but practical effects, Image Tech has nailed it. They age so much better
Mhm.
than CG. The only thing I can think of that of CG that has actually aged pretty well is the first Jurassic Park. Their CG it still holds up to this day. It's insane.
I
But-
say we're coming to a point though where that will shift. And I know I shouldn't speak too much because I know Tony himself is very much involved in that sort of field. And it's just like there's a lot of CG effects right now that you don't even notice anymore. Like Superman's hair in the movie, like
Like the
flying through
cape,
the air,
right?
it was all CG. He was wearing a bald cap. The cape,
Yeah.
it's just like you don't notice that anymore. But they've gotten to a point. It took a long time to get to that point. So
Oh, yeah. And it depends still on like I still feel like there's a pretty wide range of, really noticeable, poorly done CGI to really well done CGI.
Mhm.
Like even back in the 90s with Jurassic Park, that was really well done CGI.
yeah.
So, and again, like to Hosenose's point, I think it's a bit of that magic trick of using it strategically
Mhm.
mixed in with practical effects. So, and like I think back to Jon Favreau making Iron Man 1 and 2, where he's like, they wanted it to be a magic trick. They wanted to be swapping it back and forth. So you couldn't tell. And it just blended. It's more believable that way.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's that artistry that comes into play there, that thought. Yeah, I love it. So I did want to talk about Ghost Designs. Did you have did you have any favorite ghost designs or like the Gozer design or the mini puffs? Is there anything that kind of stuck out to you as like your favorite? Hosenose, start with you.
The ghost designs, I don't know if anything stuck out. Like I said earlier, I thought Gozer was well done. I had a question going back to the real Ghostbusters. That one ghost at the end, there's one that has like a big eyeball that like flies out.
Tony's got you. Tony's got you covered.
Is that not?
Yes, it is. It is 100% that.
Okay, I thought so. I was like, the very specific, scene with that guy specifically. So that's got to be a known entity.
I thought that was a toy as well. They had a big eyeball ghost where the eye would like pop out, and it was on a string, and you could like reel it in.
Yeah, I'm seeing it right now. Yeah.
And yeah, the mini puffs. I mean, they're adorable.
Yeah, they're great.
They were great. And rewatching it today, there's stuff in the background that I didn't notice before. I rewound like 18 times.
There's a lot. There's
the one that's walking across the grill and he's melting. I just noticed it finally. He does the Terminator 2 thumbs up. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. How did I not catch that earlier?
I just saw that too, and I did not notice the thumbs up.
The mini puff scenes are full of just crazy shit going on.
The other one that I didn't notice that I just caught today was in the barbecue as well. There's two of them on the upper rack, and one of them's laying down. And he's doing that little
he's spitting
thing that your older brother would do to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Yeah, I love the variety in those scenes. Just everything.
Mm-hmm.
One eating the jelly bean and pooping it out.
Yeah.
How do you think that one? Yeah.
Yeah, on the rack with where the marshmallows are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bug-eye ghost looks just like the toy because you have the eye, but you forget he's got two eyes below.
Yes.
That big eye is on his forehead. So
yeah. Hey, Polar Knights, thanks for joining us on Twitch. That's awesome.
Twitch. Holy cow.
Yeah. As Barbara, I love the show. It is every stage of beard growth. You are not wrong, and I appreciate that.
I just trimmed up last week too. So
yours has gotten a little shorter, I noticed.
Yeah. I was looking too much like a homeless wizard again, so I did.
You guys, you and Jamie have the best.
You just look like Alan Moore. I love the Polar Knight says I love the science of a ghost and the amount of energy needed to manifest. Yeah, that is really interesting. That's something that we don't normally get into, mostly because it's a bit of fantasy science. But yeah, absolutely. Like we've said previously, like science is kind of rooted in like the core of what Ghostbusters is, which is awesome.
Okay, here's a question going to the science, I guess. Is Trevor kind of the unsung hero of capturing Gozer?
Yes.
Because he's the one who's like, oh shit, we don't have the juice to activate the traps, and he shoots the things. So the non-scientist guy pieces it together.
That's one thing that I noticed just this watch is they actually do foreshadow that a little bit. When the OG Ghostbusters show up and they're blasting Gozer, Ray yells out, "Nothing stings like a billion electron volts."
Yeah.
You're like, oh, they're pumping out a shit ton of power.
Yeah.
And Trevor works it out and puts it together. So yes, absolutely, he is
with the help of the very well built, detailed scale model that they found.
I couldn't not think of Doc Brown in that moment where they're commenting on like the quality of the model. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't have time to paint
the scale. Yeah.
Yeah, that is one of my quotes where Phoebe's like, "This is what he's been working on all these years," and Trevor's like, "What, the model?"
Yeah, the detail.
You're lucky going. The detail's amazing.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. Rob, how would you? Any favorite ghost designs?
Oh, besides Egon, the Muncher. It's a little
Muncher's great.
Little tardigrade. They must have.
Yeah.
And we go back to like hitting those same beats and stuff. They didn't bring back Slimer, but they brought something back that was still lumpy and squishy and munchy. And it was your other version of Slimer, except with more legs. And so it was a great replacement for that.
Originally, it was supposed to be Slimer.
And I'm glad they didn't do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had the discussion, the back and forth, and came to the conclusion that over the years, because of the cartoon and because of the second movie, Slimer was seen more as like the Firehouse Dalmatian.
Mhm.
So he
Yeah.
wouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily be out there menacing and going back to being a scary ghost. So they basically, like you said, Rob, they brought in an original design that was basically meant to stand in for that. Like, he's a little bit cute, a little bit dangerous.
Mhm.
It was a fun kind of mix of that.
I liked when he was chomping and you could see the metal and guts stuff in his belly jiggling
Yeah.
around, right?
I love it. I love that detail.
Mhm.
So sorry, I spotted this earlier. VJ Baby brought up a really good point that I have a specific note for that I wanted to call out. Callie had Egon's last name, so he must have been married at some point. I mean, married, maybe? Had a kid? Absolutely.
Does she have his last name? She doesn't say his last name until right at the end of the movie.
She knew who her dad was.
Right, but she never said, "I'm a Spangler."
But did she not say it because she hated her dad?
Who's the mom?
Possibly. Mhm.
Yeah. I have a note for this because this is answered in the movie.
Is it?
Callie. So when you go down to Egon's lab,
Mhm.
and there's photos of Callie in various stages of her life. Callie was born in 1980 or 1981.
Mm-hmm.
So it was 1983, and she was 3 years old. So she was born before the first Ghostbusters movie. So Egon was carrying around a bit of a secret guilt, even before the first movie, that I have to assume that he was not a very good husband and father.
No.
Being Egon.
Mhm.
So the mom had to have just said, just get gone.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know if he was trying to drill holes in Callie's head or what, but yeah.
And I would have succeeded if you hadn't stopped me.
Exactly.
I will say another detail, just nice pain and attention to details. Having Carrie Coon use her own actual photos of her as a kid growing up to make that wall in that montage, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was a nice
So
touch.
good.
Because I hate when you watch movies and you can see like the photoshopped family pictures.
Oh yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah, it's usually pretty obvious.
I always, for some reason, I still believed in the back of my head that Janine was the mom in some way. Even when she visited, I was just like, are they going to lead to something like she doesn't know who her mom is or thing? And I always, for some reason, still got that stuck in my head because we had been trained for so long as little kids, like, oh, those two have something going on, sort of thing.
Yeah. But the reason why I wrote that down is basically that it mostly disproves that Janine is the mom.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, her showing up and not knowing who they are, I guess would also help. But yeah. Cool. So Hosenose, you said you made a bunch of notes coming into this. Is there anything we haven't touched on yet? I want to make sure.
Well, I don't know. I did our typical favorite scene quotes.
Okay.
Kind of thing. So
we will definitely get to rapid fire before we wrap up here. 100%. Have either of you watched Extreme Ghostbusters?
No,
I have not.
No. It's a good show. I like it a lot. The reason why I ask is I had seen Afterlife before I had gone and watched Extreme Ghostbusters, and it's eerily similar how Extreme Ghostbusters starts. Egon is the only one left. Everyone else has gone off and done their own thing. It's Egon and Janine. they're left basically just keeping the lights on, and then it's Egon with a bunch of teenagers with attitude, basically. But yeah, it's very similar.
Is it spelled with an X, like extreme?
No,
No, but
it's with an E.
but the
Okay.
kids do have tude, not attitude. So
Yes, yeah. You don't want to get sued.
Is there a monkey in the show?
No, there are no monkeys.
No, I'm
no,
out.
but there's Slimer.
It's definitely worth a watch just to see the similarities and how things start.
How long
Their
did
initials
it run for?
Sorry.
Their initials are XGB though.
Oh, I've always written it as EGB. Interesting.
I'm looking on Wikipedia here, and they put initials on the titles with XGB, which makes sense to me.
How long did this show run for?
One season, 40 episodes.
Yeah. So not a ton.
It started in December 8th, 1997.
Yeah, it is worth a watch.
I do want to check this out.
It basically like took the creepier vibes from season 1 and 2 of Real Ghostbusters and just kept that. It's like it was very like creepy and spooky all the way through.
Maybe we'll have to do an episode or two of us watching.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that for sure. At least like the 2-part pilot is great. It's really good.
Tara Strong voiced Kylie Griffin.
Yes.
Alfonso Ribeiro?
Yes.
What? Oh my God. Billy West. Well, he's obviously in there.
Well, yeah.
Maurice
they had
LaMarche
some decent voice actors. Yeah, Maurice LaMarche was still Egon, which was great.
Jason Marsden. Oh, wow. I'm recognizing
definitely
some
worth
voices
watching.
Here.
But yeah, very, very similar in how it starts, which I loved.
Cool.
Interesting.
Cool.
Okay. So we are, before we end, we got to do the around the horn here. First off, let's do a quick favorite character. Hosenose, we'll start with you.
Well, I'm definitely going with Gary Gooberson if I'm the first. I mean, Paul Rudd is just amazing, and the character, the way he's written and the way he interacts with everybody, so good. But he was followed very close by Phoebe. I really like Phoebe.
Yeah, agreed.
But she's no Gary Gooberson.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. Rob, how about you?
Yeah, I just want to walk my entire life like Gary Gooberson. I want to have that spirit and happiness that Gary has whenever he's walking in a Walmart going for ice cream.
Well, he just came off a great date.
He had an awesome date.
He's Paul Rudd.
Kung Pao chicken,
and then they went to jail.
They went to jail. He's just got such a happy life. I do like. So I agree with Hoses and all those podcast. So I'll mention because
podcast is great.
He's so fun. He's just fun. He's a kid that I really enjoyed watching and listening to, and he's awkward. Like when they capture the ghost finally, and brother sister high five, and he does this awkward hug, and he's sorry, I'm just excited, you know.
He had one of my favorite quotes was when he's trying to throw the trap and it goes sideways, and he goes, nuggets.
Yeah, he's adorable.
Yeah, he doesn't swear in the entire movie.
Yeah, I can't argue with either of those. Podcast and Gary are right up there for me, and it's Gruberson.
What did I say?
Gooberson. You guys have been calling him Gooberson. How dare you?
Julia Gulia.
So
banana hammock.
You guys stole my two, so I feel like I have to go with. I'm just going down the list of like, I love Callie. And like not just like she's an interesting character. I like how jaded she is. And it's acted super well. Like she's very believable as like that jaded mom. But she's also the catalyst to some really funny scenes and funny lines. Like when they're driving into Somerville. And Trevor's like, "Oh, not a single bar." And she's like, "Oh, there better be a bar."
Yeah.
Like that's a really funny line.
And Phoebe goes, "That's funny."
Yes, and she like looks back and kind of gives her a smile. Like it's that the dynamic is really good, and just like the familiar line that Kelly and Phoebe have back and forth of "Don't be yourself,"
Yeah.
and it's kind of like an in joke. Like that's so good. I love that so much. I love that they each get one in on each other.
Yeah, totally.
And just like Phoebe needling her, like you're going on a date with Gary Gruberson. Yeah. Or when she walks in, she's like, "What are you doing?" Phoebe's like, experiments. And she's like, "Oh, lame. Ooh, popcorn." Yeah, it's good stuff. I love it all. Yeah. Okay. We got to do favorite scenes or let's do favorite lines. Because I feel like we're going to have scenes that are going to encompass like 50 lines. So Hosenose, back over to you. Favorite line.
So many.
There are.
Okay, one that actually made me laugh out loud was a podcast one where he goes, "I think Gruberson's trying to bone your mom."
Yeah. The delivery of that line was spot on. And even before that, when it's in class, it's Gary, Phoebe, and podcast. And Gary's feeling out with Phoebe. He's like, "So what's your mom's deal? You know, what does your dad think of all this?" And she's like, "Oh, it's just my mom." And he's like, "Oh, cool." And podcast just looks at him and goes, "Cool."
Cool. Yeah.
Like so transparent.
He
dude.
zones in it. Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. He's laser focused in on
Mhm.
that. So good, man. I love it. Yeah. 100%. Great line. Rob, how about you?
My favorite line is the "Who you going to call" line.
Oh,
I'm
fuck
just
off.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I do like the back and forth at the end with Ray and podcasts where it's just like mystical tales of the unknown universe, the MTUU. That's you.
MTW. That's
MT
you.
Yeah. W. So it's just like you really found my voice on episode 46, I think it was, or something like that. The 46th episode.
Great callback.
It's just kind of that one time. I mean, it is like the fact that Ray actually listened to the show is kind of like 1 in a billion shot, but it worked. It was a funny thing. So because Ray's like listening to all the underground podcasts. He's not listening to Conan O'Brien or anything like that. He's listening to the guy with 5 subs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because that's where you find all the good stuff.
Yep. So before we move on, I have a special subsection of this question. What is your favorite Phoebe joke? Hosenose.
Well, I gotta go with the grasshopper one.
You have a drink named Steve.
Named Steve? But
So
that's just
good.
for superficial reasons. But I think my favorite one that I laughed out loud, like seriously laughed at, was where the first one she tells podcasts where he goes, "What do you call a dead polar bear?" "Anything you want. He can't hear you now."
Yeah.
That's dark.
Yes.
I
She
love
tells some dark jokes. They're great.
Yeah, a lot of her jokes are so good. And where the first one she says to Gary, and he goes, "That was a geometry joke."
Oh, I just thought you were
And she's
being
like,
obtuse.
Yeah, no,
And
she
then
goes,
the slow wink.
yeah, she goes, "Yeah, that's why I winked." Oh, it's terrible, but I loved it.
They're just vibing.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah. So Hosenose, I think, did 3 jokes. Rob, are there any left?
There's tons left.
I did not like. I'm pretty much not liking any of the jokes.
Just
to be
groaners?
frank, I'm happy she delivered it so awkwardly. That's what saved it for me. Because if it was anything else, I would have been like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, if podcast was trying to do those jokes, he would be like, "Shut up."
Yeah.
Yes.
But the fish one is the one I recognize the most, and I
love the
identified
delivery on fish.
Because I think
Not
she
necessarily
drags it
the
out
joke,
just a
but
little bit
she's like-
longer.
And she does a little like, sha-sha.
Yeah,
Like, and she's telling the jokes to Gozer at this point. Like, that is hilarious to me.
Well, and then Gozer's like, "Are you prepared to die?"
She's like, No,
No, I'm 12.
But then drops a really hard line after that and says, Are you?
Are you? Yeah.
Yeah. Phoebe, badass.
No, I'm 12. Are you?
Yeah. My favorite joke is the whale joke.
Oh, yeah.
mostly because, again, it's a delivery for me.
Mhm.
Is that she's clearly reciting these jokes from memory, and she screws up the delivery of the whale joke at first. She's like, "There's a whale. No, wait, there's two whales. They go into a bar and just go home. You're drunk."
Yeah.
Gets me. But I will say that despite the whale joke being my favorite one, on this rewatch, just this past one, the one that got me was the hamster and the cigarette joke.
Yes.
That one I actually laughed out loud. And I
remember
don't
that
know
one.
if I've laughed out loud at that one previously, but it's pretty
Recite it
funny.
for Rob. He doesn't remember.
I can't remember that one.
Oh, okay. So what do a cigarette and a hamster have in common? They're both perfectly harmless until you stick one in your mouth and light it on fire.
Is it wrong for me to think that was more of a okay? Well, I'll leave it there.
See, it's the dark kind of just little dark twist on the jokes. That I
Yeah.
love coming out of a 12-year-old. That's funny as hell. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. Favorite lines, other favorite lines.
I had another one with Gary and podcast where they're trying to open the trap, and he's like, "Oh, sick replica, right?" And then
Yeah,
Gary's like, "It's a ghost trap," and he's like, "Seriously, you of all people not know about this?" And then podcast is like, "I'm ashamed."
yeah,
Yeah, that was good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of tied into that one. I love the double delivery of podcast and Phoebe when Gary's like, "This thing's real," and podcast is like, "Absolutely," and Phoebe's like, "Oh," like just them delivering it at the
Mhm.
same time is super funny. Yeah, Rob, how about you? Favorite lines?
Hey, remember that summer where we all died under a table?
Yes.
That was good.
Very
Never
dry
had his
delivery.
moments for me.
Love it.
I like Finn Wolfhard. Wolfhard, right?
Wolfhard.
Yeah, I really like him. I think I respect the work he's done over the years, and that was just a great line. So
James?
For me, my favorite line, without question, is a Gary Gruberson line. His first class of summer school, he wheels in the TV and he goes, "You guys are still operating on VHS. So this is a gem I found in the teacher's lounge. It's called Cujo. Imagine Beethoven if he contracted rabies and just started mauling children."
But I don't want to
gonna-
give too much away.
I was going to show that tomorrow with my kids.
Yeah.
And then
And then when
proceeds to
Phoebe
show
comes
these kids Cujo.
into the back and he says, "There's a very entertaining."
There's a
movie
highly
about a killer
entertaining movie
dog.
about a dog out there. Yeah. So funny, man. I love that. Hosenose?
Yeah, I didn't want it was Gary and Callie on their date, and Callie's like, "I wish she would just relax, get in some trouble." And Gary's like, "Oh, there's plenty of time for that. Who knows? Maybe she'll take up pole dancing." And Callie says, "She's not very coordinated." And he's like, "I don't think that matters."
Yeah. Oh, I don't think that
Yeah,
matters.
that's right.
Yeah,
In that pure Paul Rudd delivery, I don't think that matters.
that was classic Paul Rudd. Classic. I loved it. Yeah, fantastic line.
There's one
Rob?
thing Paul Rudd said that made me laugh. I don't know why. It was at the Walmart, and he's just getting his ice cream. And then he goes to the marshmallows, like red velvet, ooh, blue velvet.
Blue
And I
velvet.
was just like, I don't know why I found that funny. He was like, blue velvet.
His delivery of he's just reading off products
Mhm.
Yeah.
on a shelf at
Yeah.
Walmart. And you're like, that's hilarious, Paul Rudd. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, where he's just like, red velvet. Oh no, let's get crazy. Blue velvet. Yeah, amazing. My second favorite line was where they were Phoebe and podcast were at Rust City and they're testing out the proton pack for the first time. Podcast asked her how she got it running. She's like, "Oh, I kind of met my grandpa last night." He's like, "Oh, weird. Was there like howling and clanking chains?" She's like, "No, that would have been weird."
Don't be stupid. Not a Dickens novel here. What the hell?
Yeah, I love it. How's those anymore?
Yeah, another podcast one where he's like, "Dude, your grandfather's a legend. You can be anything you want, like an influencer or a DJ."
The peak of like
Yeah,
12-year-old You made it. You're an influencer or a DJ.
So Mr. Beast or Dead Mouse, one of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rob,
I actually, this is my last one, but I had a question, like, that one scene, because I can't remember the quote, but just where podcast saying goodbye to Phoebe as she goes to the house, and
where he's filming her.
Yeah, he's filming her. I can't remember what was said though. It was just,
She's like, "Are you filming me?" He's like, "Just in case your body is torn apart by an unseen dark force."
Yeah, and then she's like, "Okay, bye."
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, I love it. Hosenose anymore?
You go.
Okay. I got another this is another kind of just like random line, which isn't delivered in a way that feels like it's supposed to be jokey, but it's super funny to me. And it's mostly because of the way podcast delivers it. He's a little bit distracted. It's when they're running away from Vince. They've got Callie back. They're in the Ecto-1 and they're going back to the farm, and Vince is chasing them. So they're all, Trevor's driving, Phoebe's blasting. Podcast is driving the RTV with Zool trapped inside. And they're bringing Callie up to speed. And they're basically telling Callie, they're like, "Oh, we're being chased by your boyfriend." She's like, "What, boyfriend?" And they're just like, "Yeah, you got possessed by a dog," and they're going back and forth. And then podcast is like, "Yeah, and you got kind of humpy."
She's like, "Humpy?"
Humpy.
The way he delivers that line destroys me every time. Because it's like he's scolding the family dog. Like, no.
Spray water on it.
Yeah, exactly. Super funny.
Stop being humpy.
Yeah. Hosenose?
Well, I had one that's, it's not hilarious, but it was like a subtle jab that Ray worked in when he's talking to Phoebe on the phone. And he goes, "Yeah, some actor bought up most of Tribeca and we lost the firehouse. It's a Starbucks
now. I was going to mention that one. Yeah.
So you get Starbucks, but it's also the dig at De Niro buying up all of Tribeca, right?"
Yeah, 100% dig at De Niro. I'm happy you called that out.
Yeah.
Great dig. I've got a couple of Venkman lines that I love.
Oh yeah.
Just when they're about to blast Gozer, and Venkman's just like, "Okay, on the count of 3, go on 2."
Yeah.
1,
that's
2.
great.
And that was ad-libbed by Bill Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Just Jason Reitman called that line out specifically. He's like, "That was a classic Bill Murray ad-lib. You can't write that." Yeah.
Did he have a slight Stripes reference in there at one point? I'm trying to remember, like when they turned it on. It was kind of like he said in a certain way that reminded me of Stripes. It was almost like when he's doing the whole the march across the courtyard sort of thing.
Yeah. I actually just watched Stripes last week.
Yeah. And it sounded a bit stripey. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe I was just imagining things. I gotta watch it again. So
I also really liked when Venkman is monologuing to Gozer about how they used to date and they broke up because they weren't good for each other. But he's just stalling and playing time so Winston can try and get a shot in. And he tries his shot and it fails. He's like, "Well, good try anyway."
Good try.
Yeah, like that was a play. That was a total bit that they have clearly run before. And yeah, I love that. It was a bit of like OG shorthand.
I like that whole thing when Ray does his on behalf of the blah 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 and the senior citizens and the Ducks Unlimited.
All the members of Ducks Unlimited.
Venkman just like goes, "Bravo," right? Just like kind of rolls his eyes, "Bravo."
Yeah.
And then later when he's like, "Are you a god?"
They all stare at him.
Both like, "Ray." Like, come on, Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the way, both in Ghostbusters 1 and Afterlife, I love the way Ray rattles off his spiel.
Yeah.
Gozer the Gozerian. And the name of the County of Somerville, State of Oklahoma, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, all the members of Ducks Unlimited, the Association for Advancement of Retired Persons,
Right.
I command you under the National Invasive Species Act to depart this world immediately.
You got to make it official. It's got to be it's not
The
said.
National Invasive Species
You're gonna
Act,
get out in
All
court.
the members of Ducks Unlimited.
the Association for the Advancement of Retired Persons.
No loopholes.
Amazing.
You don't
Yeah.
want to get that thrown back
God,
in court.
I love that. Yeah, it's the same spiel. It's that bit of familiarity with the
Yeah.
new twist on it. But like Dan Aykroyd's delivery of that is so good. Yeah, I love it. Hosenose, any others?
I think that's most of it, apart from just all the jokes.
Right. Yeah, we could go through the whole movie and just say every joke.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Paul Rudd is brilliant. Yeah, the geometry joke is great. My last one was a Winston line, and not because it was funny, just because it was badass. Just all right, playtime's over. Let's toast this muffin. I love it. Just it's business time. Let's go.
Mhm.
Yeah, classic Winston. Such good delivery. Yeah.
He did have another funny one where they get blown back into the car
Yeah, that's right.
and they're like, I don't remember this job hurting this much. And he's like,
Yeah.
I do.
I do. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's such again a great delivery.
Mhm.
Like great timing, great delivery. Just
Yeah.
I do.
As he says, he's the sex appeal. Remember
He
that.
is.
We tried to figure out who's who. He's the sex appeal.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, is there any other points? I guess we should talk about the finale, the movie being a tribute to Harold Ramis.
Mhm.
Oh, I did notice something this time around directly related to Egon disappearing and becoming one with the fabric of the universe. Briefly before his sparkly bits disappear,
Mhm.
the sparkles form the No Ghost logo.
I did not see that.
I totally didn't catch that.
Is it when they're panning up to the sky?
Yeah, it's going up. We're following the sparkles going into the sky. And you can see like it's the distinctive, like the ghost, like the arms out. Like, oh, no way. I
I'm gonna
only know
rewind
I've
that.
seen this movie dozens of times.
Yeah.
And this was the first time I noticed that.
It's almost slightly cliche, unless I gotta check it out again. I
It's-
totally didn't catch that.
I would say it's only cliche if it's just like very clearly.
Mhm.
But,
Yeah.
like, it's subtle enough that none of us had noticed it before now. I'd say it's pretty well done.
It's not like seeing The Lion King and sex in the stars or anything like that.
What?
You have not heard about that in The Lion King?
No,
Okay.
and I don't
Oh,
want to.
Yeah, I'll tell you off air.
Don't ruin the
No,
Lion
don't do
King
that
for
either.
Jamie.
I'll
Yeah.
guarantee you
Don't-
there's people out there who know exactly what I'm
Don't
talking
ruin
about.
this movie for me. Lion King's a national treasure, Rob. No, I just. No.
Circle of life.
How did you guys feel about the very ending with Egon basically fulfilling his purpose and becoming one with the fabric of the universe, and then it being in tribute to Harold Ramis? Hosenose?
I thought that was great. I thought it was a perfect way to end it. As a tribute to him, but also as a way to saying like he's done.
Yep.
We're not going to be pulling back Ghost Egon for any other sequels, right? So
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is
I think
100% the way to go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they did a great job.
nice. Rob, thoughts?
I'm just looking at the scene. That is super subtle.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right. That's cool then. I mean, yeah. Perfect. You had to end it that way. Sometimes it's good just to end something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You don't need to keep bringing back shit. So
Yeah, we
It's-
got our
yeah.
closure on Gozer. We got our closure on Egon.
can you imagine how much of an insult it would have been to have him pop up in Frozen Empire? So all
Oh,
of
Well,
a
like,
sudden he's just hanging around with
uh,
Slimer.
The chess in the
dark.
park scene in Frozen Empire played like Phoebe was expecting Egon to pop up.
Yep.
That's fine. You can do that because she's already witnessed her and witnessed him and has already connected with him. It's just like you're
But
kind of hoping at this
I
point.
had a moment in the theater. I'm like, don't
Don't you do it.
don't you do it. I was
No
so
Hollywoods.
happy. Yes.
No bad.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a moment where I'm like, there. Oh no,
You're getting humpy.
yeah, yeah,
Down boy.
No, spray. Yeah, no, dude. Every time I watch a finale of this scene or this movie, I roll a fucking tear. I
Yep,
can't help it. I
definitely.
get misty.
Yeah.
Yeah, Egon's my favorite, and I love Harold Ramis. But yeah, what a awesome way to end the movie.
I agree.
I concur.
Excellent. Anything else? Did we miss anything? Anything major that we just completely glossed over? We could go on for
Ooh.
hours.
No,
Nope.
I
Yeah,
think that's good. We wrap.
Yeah.
I think it's a good time to wrap it up.
perfect.
So
Who's
yeah, this is the perfect time to wrap it up because I know exactly who that is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ah, I
mean,
see. Okay.
You, hang on, I will give him one of these here. So
Hi, Mr. Ghostbuster.
there we go. Hi, Pedram. How you doing? Once in a while, my students find me.
Oh, said, let's wrap things up.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us in the chat. If you're watching this after the fact, thank you for watching. Please, as my producer continues to remind me, if you liked what you saw, please push the like and subscribe button. Yeah, as skillfully demonstrated by Rob. And Rob Hosenose, thank you for
Thank
talking
you.
with me about
This was
Afterlife.
Thank
love
you
this
for
movie.
letting me talk to you about Afterlife.
I love this movie so much. I will talk about it ad nauseum to whoever will listen.
Yeah,
We will definitely have to do Frozen Empire, like a full deep dive. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Certainly Hosenose might be back for that one.
I mean, I gotta
Spoilers.
get you back now. Yeah. So I guess we did discuss off air. We are going to rate it. Rob, if you're good with that.
I got the thing ready to go.
All right. So Hosenose, give me a rating of Ghostbusters Afterlife out of 10.
I'm giving this 9 Gary Grubersons out of 10.
9 Gary.
9
That's a lot of Garys.
It's a lot of Garys. Can't have enough Gary.
No, can't have enough Paul Rudd. I love it.
Yeah, this movie's so well done.
Yeah.
Like I said at the beginning, it's an excellent transition from the old to the new without being too ham-fisted and fan servicey. And like we said, the tribute to Harold Ramis. Bravo.
Yeah. Really beautifully done.
Yeah.
Completely
Yeah.
agree. Rob, how about you?
I'm on the fence with two numbers, so I'll just go high. I'll go 9.
9?
Yeah.
9 out of 10.
Yeah, it was either 8.5 or 9. I mean, there's points in the movie where it slowed down a little bit too much for me, but it just ended so beautifully, and it was so well written. It was so well made. A lot of love and care went into it, and I know how much love it brings you guys, so it makes you guys really happy too. So it definitely, then it'd have to be a 9. And remember what we talked about, we cosplay at times in that raises the scale as well. So
Yep,
definitely.
absolutely. Yeah. Really, really tightly made movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the same. I'm going to give it 9 symmetrically stacked books out of 10.
All right. So this was an easy for the math teacher in the room. This is an easy
Nice.
figure out for average. It's 999. So the average
Nines
is
across the
7.6.
board.
There you go. Or
Awesome.
as some of my students would say, 6.7. So they'll be
No.
happy I said that.
Nope. Nobody's happy with that because it's stupid.
Yeah.
And any children listening out there, if you say that, it's stupid.
It's stupid. I'm off hours, kids. It's stupid.
On that note, Hosenose, where can said kids find you if they would like to
You can
digest
find
more of your
me
content?
on Instagram. No, the gram, as the kids say. 6'7". Hosenose Paints for all your mediocre D&D minis, where I'm actually doing some stuff again.
Oh, look at that. Little pirate monkey.
I got some time on my hands, so I'm
That looks
actually
neat.
working on some stuff.
What is
Nice.
that? What's it? What was it holding on to? I didn't see it.
It's Furious George.
No. What's that blue thing?
It's it's what you use to stabilize your hand,
Oh, okay.
so you don't
Well, that's pretty
Make
cool.
eyes go opposite directions.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
See, that's professional. That's
Oh, yeah.
next level paints.
You can also find us on Letterboxd.
Mhm.
You can Google Hosenose or Generation X-Wing podcast on there, and you will find lists of the movies that we have watched and talked about on letterbox.com.
Hopefully, I put the link in our description. I'll make sure we do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did the description up this time. I don't think it's in there, but yeah, that's a good call. Rob, where can we find you?
Generation X-Wing podcast, where we can find us right now. The audio version of this episode will be out hopefully in a couple of days when I get that out. And you can find me, the Outer Rim Rookie, on Instagram, Facebook, and the Outer Rim Rookie show on your YouTube channel right here. Which I haven't done anything lately, but I'll probably put some stuff up soon because we're going to the Vancouver comic and toy show and hopefully get some video there. And huge apologies to Doc, because we're supposed to be doing a belt review, and we'll hopefully get that involved in that one as well. So we're trying to get the belt review together.
Oh yeah, that'll be involved for sure.
Yeah, and so we like to do a little more faster than this, but we have all been sick, been working, so I do want to make sure we get that officially out there, that we're trying to get that belt review out. So and hopefully we can connect it to the Vancouver comic and toy show,
where you can see Ree standing awkwardly in the background.
Yes, that's right.
Ree.
Yeah.
Yes.
You will find Ree there unless she's sick. Hopefully not. Get well soon, Ree. Speaking of which, we are partnered with Tools and Talent. So for those of you that are getting an 84 pack, Tools and Talent has a bunch of stuff that you will want for your pack. Hose upgrades, the hardware for mounting an Alice frame, all that good stuff. So we'll probably do not necessarily a review, because we've done a review of that stuff previously, but actually not the mounting hardware. So yeah, I am getting an 84 pack. I will have that stuff in hand, so I'll do a demo and review of that stuff coming up as well. They do have merch, so I'm rocking the hoodie because it's officially zip up hoodie season, which I am so excited for. Yeah, and anything you buy off that site, check the link below. You'll get 15% off.
The link's there for sure.
Yeah. And yeah, you can find me here pretty much weekly on Tuesdays for Ready to Believe, where we are alternating. We're live streaming rewatches of real Ghostbusters with the occasional Afterlife and Frozen Empire sprinkled in. And then in the off weeks, we're still unboxing Afterlife Hasbro Plasma Series figures.
Yes.
So the next one, we will have all the pieces for the Sentinel Terror Dog Build-A-Figure. So that's really exciting. And we're going to keep going past that. I got more stuff to unbox. So yeah, we will keep that coming weekly. And then this Thursday, we will be live for the Generation X-Wing podcast on YouTube. We will be talking the 1994 movie, The Crow.
Yeah.
Brandon Lee.
That was a blast
movie
from the
choice.
past. Yeah.
So I will be hosting. I wanted to pick something that was a little bit topical to the seasons and not necessarily a Halloween movie, but very close to. So yeah, I'm so excited. I was honestly surprised we hadn't.
Fire it up.
I was surprised we hadn't talked about it previously.
Yeah.
Oh, sure we have.
Yeah, me too.
So yeah, perfect timing. It's my movie pick. Check us out this Thursday, 7:15 Pacific Standard Time on YouTube.
Yeah.
With that, we're going to wrap things up. So again, thank you very much. If you're watching us live, if you're watching this back after the fact, thank you as well. Please drop a like and subscribe. And until next time, let's do it in unison.
Ready to
believe you.
Perfect.
Nailed it.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.